WebSportsRadio.com, in association with KBFL, proudly presents
Kovacic, right side, low along the goal line, swings around the official. Kovacic still with it, gets it up high, now works it to Anderson, across to Brown. Here comes Brown, he shoots, he scores!
Missouri State University Ice Hockey.
Barrett is there, gets it in front to O'Brien, blocker save as he got the shot off. May have been going wide anyway. Yeah. Schumacher races to keep it in on the left side. Now the right side to Johansson. He shoots, he scored! It may have been tipped in or not, but it's Johansson's goal.
I don't think it was.
And the Ice Bears take the lead 1-0. That is his first goal this season. And the way that the Ice Bears reacted, I think they are going to give it to Johansson.
Yeah, I don't think it was deflected at all.
With the call, here's Steve Casson.
And live from Grossinger Arena in Bloomington, Illinois, it is the first game of the 2019-20 season as Missouri State travels to Bloomington and faces the Illinois State Redbirds. Hello, everybody. Steve Casson along with my cameraman, and this time it's going to be Colby Houston. Houston has now found himself on the Division I squad. The sophomore defenseman is now playing for Missouri State on the big squad as a lot of changes have taken place for Missouri State. You heard in the highlights, Andrew Kovacic no longer with Missouri State. He's graduated, as several other players in that highlight clip have, and we'll go over that during the course of this hockey game. But Missouri State does add a few players, including, as I mentioned, Brett Houston. Also back for the squad as a fifth-year player, Brian Fuller on defense, the St. Peter's defenseman, 5'10", 180. He will make his way back to Missouri State. And the Ice Bears add some Division III players, including Stuart Hopkins. He came from the Division III squad. Brandon Baldwin also making his way for the Missouri State team, but the majority of the squad is intact for the Ice Bears with the exception of a few players, as I mentioned, who are out. For the Illinois State University Redbirds, same thing. They have about 6 new players on their squad, but several players that do remain, and a couple of D2 transfers, including Brennan Begner, along with Trevor Hilt, Tyler Kuhn. Hoping for some big things is head coach Bobby Donardi from these players. In just a moment, we are going to have the national anthem, but just enough time to tell you that for Missouri State, let's see if we can pick up the public address announcer. And unfortunately, I don't think we have that feed. As they announce the starting lineup for Illinois State. Can tell you, though, goaltenders for Missouri State, it is going to be the senior, and he is one of 14 seniors for Missouri State. Brady Griffin in net. Griffin last season in 17 games, 8-4 with a 2.70 goals against average and a .908 save percentage. Starting in net for Illinois State, it will be Adam Lindemann. Lindemann played last season, and he will be the player in nets for Illinois State. National anthem coming up. We don't have the PA feed, so we will take a quick break, and when we come back, period number 1 from the Grossinger Arena in Bloomington, Illinois.
Now playing at Mediacom Ice Park in Springfield, a new ice age. It's the Missouri State Ice Bears hockey. Now through February, exciting, hard-hitting, fast-paced collegiate hockey, Ice Bears style. Get your advance tickets at Missouri State Tix box offices or call 417-836-7678. Tickets also available at the games. There are no speed limits at Mediacom Ice Park when you see Ice Bears hockey.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the road so I'll get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We all love the fajitas. Their margaritas get the crown. Don't forget the quesadillas. It's the best Mexican food in town.
Now your favorite Mexican restaurant is open on Sunday. Yes, Maria's Downtown is open on Sunday. So bring your family and friends and enjoy Mexico with us 7 days a week.
Hold on to your salsa and your chips.
Maria's on South Avenue in downtown Springfield.
Our national anthem from Grossinger Motors Arena here in Bloomington, Illinois. Steve Casson along with Colby Houston. I say Colby, I meant Brett. Doing the camera work here today. These two teams looking forward to the start of the season, and both teams really fresh when it comes to getting on the ice and getting things going. Missouri State, of course, has had issues with ice, and this is probably going to be about the 5th time they've actually been on ice. With the arena down at Jordan Valley, both the compressors were down. They did spin class, that's for sure. They know all about that. Missouri State's number one line, they call it the blue line. Nikita Salnikov, Josh Bell, and Josh Cooley. The B line, I, of course, call the red line. Barrett, Bratton, and O'Brien. Saunders, Matty, and Alex Rubin on the white line, as head coach Jeremy Law calls it. And new players for Missouri State, Jack Brackbill, along with Jason Kelly, and Spencer Sollenbach will make up that line. Meanwhile, the Ice Bears will bring it in to the Redbirds zone. It'll come all the way around behind the net. Nate Viberg will pick it up, sweeps it off to the near side boards, and it's deflected out to center ice. Redbirds tip it in. Robert Collada, the captain. I believe he's still the captain. I'll have to double check on that. Puck cleared back and all the way down into the Redbird zone. Chasing it is Josh Bell. Lets it go to the near side boards. Hunter Cooley is there to kick it ahead, but instead it hits the stick and stays on the line, but not able to hold it was Brian Fuller. Taken away now by Jacob Ambrostat. Ambrostat shot hits an Ice Bear defenseman. Taken away and cleared right through the crease, and Fuller is there. Can he get to it? Right through his skates. Can't pick it up. Ambrostat can, and it's banked off the boards. Redbirds with a good shot there, and it's steered aside by Brady Griffin. Off his blocker and his goal stick. Now here come the Missouri State Ice Bears across the line. Fuller with a drive, and it's swallowed up by Lindemann, and he'll hold on. 18:36 remains in the first period, and no score. Good crowd here, although you wouldn't know it. The arena holds about 5,500, but a good 200 or so have come to see these two teams play. Puck stolen right up the middle, and Lindemann holds on to it as the B line's on for Missouri State. Travis Barrett got the shot there, the senior. I mentioned one of 14 seniors. If you look down the line, you've got Fuller, who's a graduate 5th-year player. Sallenbach is a senior. That's Spencer. Jordan Bratton is a senior. Travis Barrett, senior. Zane O'Brien, all the B line, they're seniors. Chris Brown, the captain for Missouri State, and player board president, he's a senior. And now we get the first official penalty of the game. This one will be an interference call, and it goes against Jacob Ambrostat. So Missouri State, here in the first period, will have a chance to test their power play. The Ice Bears last season on the power play, 47 for 143, 20.3%. Not bad, considering they started out at about a 2% clip. Got as high as 6, and then all of a sudden it started to pick up late in the season. Puck is cleared back into the Missouri State zone. Ice Bears will have it at Cooley. on the line on the first power play unit across the red line, now into the zone. And here comes Lohman with it. Lohman, who's wearing a new number now. Heinrich. He wears number 11. And the puck is on the line, and a good play by Josh Bell as racing, looking, and thinking he was going to have a breakaway was Joe Pirelli. And Bell keeps it in play on the power play for Missouri State. Drive in, tip just in front, as that was Stuart Hopkins that got an opportunity, the Springfield native, who has now come from the Division III team back on to, well, I say back on, but on to the Division I squad. Grabbed now by Mike Cavanaugh, who sends it back to his defense, and the Redbirds will shoot it right back in, trying to kill some penalty time off. Don't see where it is on the clock here. It is not on the clock. 17, or make that now 16:56 to go. Don't know where that penalty time is, so we'll have to assume it's still a power play. Ice Bears work it into the corner, far side boards. Now across the line, it comes out to Derek Smith. Broken up, and Smith will chase it. Line change for the Redbirds. 16:35 to go in the first period, no score. Missouri State with the B line on now. Comes across, says Travis Barrett, sends it down in low, gets it over to Zane O'Brien. Back to Barrett. Barrett last year, 22 goals, 13 assists for him, 4 power play goals. Up the middle, intercepted, out of the box is Ambrostat. They couldn't get it to him. Looking was Andrew Van Dyke. Now right out in front, getting hauled down in front. It's going to be a hooking call. That was Van Dyke, and so Missouri State will go into the sin bin this time. So we're even up. And going into the penalty box, if he can get it open, is Travis Barrett. So hooking will be the call. And Missouri State, I believe, will have to, now they actually put up the time so we can see it now. So 1:50 remaining in the power play, and Missouri State goes on the penalty kill. Ice Bears 31 for 204, 84.8% last season. Now it's work to the left side with a drive by Viberg. It's blockered away. Southpaw Griffin. He emerged in Nationals as the go-to goaltender. Played both games in Nationals. Puck shot in, blocked, and as it's flipped to the right side, it is out to center ice. It hopped over the stick of Van Dyke, who drew the penalty earlier. 15:21 to go in the period and no score. Van Dyke thinks better of it, loses in the referee's skates, and Missouri State will go for a line change. Here come the Redbirds across the line, right side, looking behind the net, nobody there. Sent to the left side to Van Dyke again. Actually, no, that was Sarnecki. Daniel Sarnecki up the middle, gets it to the left side, a shot that's blocked as Viberg had it, blocked by Derek Smith of Missouri State. Viberg calling for it again, up the middle to Sarnecki, and it's out to center ice. Maybe Sarnecki. I'll have to verify that one. Another line change, this one by the Redbirds. Picked up by Brennan Begner. Begner's pass, left side, working it to Tyler Kuhn, up the middle. And now with 20 seconds remaining on the power play, the Ice Bears clear it, but up into their own bench. That one was backhanded by Chad Launder, and we will have a face-off to come outside the zone, or are they going to bring it inside the zone because Missouri State was the one that lifted it up out of play. "18 seconds remaining in the power play for the Redbirds. Shot tipped right in front. A good pass by Kuhn, and it was tipped in front. I think that was Begner. And a save by Griffin. Still no score. Bouncing puck again by Kuhn. Power play now has 1 second. It's over, stays on the line, and from the high slot, it's covered up by Griffin. Face off in the Ice Bears zone to the left of Crippen. Right as you look at it, shot comes in, sails wide. That one off of Crosley Duckman. Taken by Ambrostat. Tried to get a backhander through. Hit a skate. Good play there as Mitchell Oberlag has it. Sends it to the near side boards. Ambrostat with it. Left side, blockered in as it came off the stick of Anthony Kokorin. And now the Ice Bears break out a 2-on-2. Left side, shot missing wide. Chasing it behind the net is Spencer Sollenbach. Gets it to the right side. A blast just missed wide. Good play by Fuller following it up. 13:22 to go in the period. Puck is cleared out. And both teams with a line change. But Fuller has it. He's 1-on-4. Fuller drive and a save by Lindemann. Puck cleared out to center. Work now by Weber. Across the line, he shoots. It gets deflected up. Hits the glass, stays in. Behind the net. Now working it to the corner. That was Hunter Cooley. And he sends it over to Nikita Salnikov on the ice now, who let it go. Now to Chris Brown. Back to Salnikov. He shoots. He scores! From an odd angle near the hash marks on the left side, beats the shoulder of Lindemann. You know it was a goal because it knocked the water bottle off, and Missouri State has a 1-0 lead. Nikita Salnikov with the goal, and it gives Missouri State the advantage. Hopefully we will hear from the public address announcer, but we'll take a look at this one again. And a good goal there as Missouri State takes the 1-0 advantage here on the road in the first game of the 2019-20 season. 12:18 remaining, and we'll have to get that going as the Ice Bears come in again on a good rush. A good give and go this time. It came from Travis Barrett to Jordan Bratton, and a big save by Lindemann, and Missouri State is really pouring it on here. After kind of getting the ice under their feet, they kind of had to get it used to it. Missouri State was without ice for about 3 to 4 weeks. They did spin class for those 3 weeks. Puck comes up the middle, deflected to the corner. And now out to center ice, taken by Matt Matty. Across the line, offside. Offside with 11:53 to go in the first period. And 1-0 Missouri State. Ice Bears have 8 shots on goal. Redbirds with only 5. Puck glove down, and we're going to get a hand pass. Tell you what we'll do. We will fix the scoreboard for you here. That's what you get opening day. Now it looks somewhat correct. Puck is cleared out to center ice. Ice Bears will work with it and bring it out to center. Matty tips it up in, and a line change ensues for Missouri State. Jack Kremer is there for ISU, the African-American product. Right defense will have it come out to center ice. Grabbed by Connor Boskasy. His pass intercepted. Ice Bears have a 3-on-3. They bring it across the line. And a shot that comes in is held by Lindemann. We'll have to verify who's wearing number 37. I know some of the jerseys have not come in. So that's a new one. I'll see if I can get an idea who that might be. Meanwhile, puck grab by Kuhn. Races along the left wing boards, brings it all the way down in low, looking for Max Puschek, or Max that is. Now he's going to help out far side. Ice Bears have it. It hits a skate as it was sent right up the middle, and it's out to center ice. 1-0 Missouri State. 10:40 to go in the first period. Coming up at the first period intermission, Bobby Donardi, head coach of Illinois State, will join us. Puck stays in, and a blast from the right side by Derek Smith is gloved and held on to by Lindemann. 10:28 to go in the period. 9th shot on goal for Missouri State. Mentioned earlier, Daniel Sarnicki, 4 goals, 28 assists, 32 points. Led the team last season. And Illinois State looking for more production from him. Here comes Van Dyke. 2-on-2. Gets some room down the middle. And as he was just about to shoot, it was blocked away from him. Now Kavanaugh with a shot that does not get to the goaltender, and the Ice Bears are able to clear it out off of Hunter Cooley's stick. Grabbed by Viberg. Looks down low. Can't get it out, and the Ice Bears with Josh Bell. Drops it to Nikita Salnikov. Salnikov, leading scorer for Missouri State last season. Nikita, in 46 games, 28 goals, 27 assists, 55 points. Now to Cooley. Works it to the corner. Defenseman pinching in. The Ice Bears looking to change that, so Josh Bell is there at least to break up the momentum enough to make a change. Kavanaugh for the Redbirds. Tipped in by Trevor Hilt, and a line change on the back end for Illinois State. Griffin sticks it into the corner. The goaltender just able to get it away from a rushing Hilt. Behind the net in Missouri State will try to work it out of the zone. They can't. Kept in. Kremer. Now cross-ice pass in front, and a save combination of a blocked pass. As the Redbirds were looking out in front, that was Bengner. Now here come the Ice Bears. 2-on-1. Drive, and off of the shoulder of Lindemann as a great opportunity in front for Missouri State. Zane O'Brien was denied. We come the other way, and a save by Griffin defects back behind the net. Now up the middle again. Stolen score! It came right up the middle, and Jack Kremer ties the game. It's 1-1. Kremer will get the goal with 8:30 remaining in the period. And it is a 1-1 contest. So Missouri State, who had a little bit of trouble trying to work the puck, just see that one coming from the right side up over the glove of the goaltender Griffin, and we are tied at 1-1. Now apparently, scorer's table calling the referee over for some reason, probably to find out who scored. That'll give us a chance to catch up here. At least on my scoring sheet. .11:30 the time of the goal by Kremer. Obviously, game one, first goals for the teams. Nikita Salnikov earlier gets his first goal of the season in almost the same play. Up over the shoulder. In this case, it was it was the glove side. So the glove side of Lindemann, even though he is not a southpaw, and the glove side of Brady Griffin, even though he is a southpaw. Full right, as they call it. Both even strength goals. At the intermission, we'll catch up on the assists for you too, but it's a 1-1 contest here in the first period between Missouri State and Iowa State. Or did I say that? It's Illinois State. Iowa State's next week for Missouri State. A lot of states and a lot of eyes. Drive in, save. That one off the stick of Matthew Reish. Stolen again, and another drive, and it's in the glove. This one by Duckman. And getting the glove side workout now is Brady Griffin. Off the draw, a stick goes flying. And that is the stick of Jablonski, who picks it up and gets a shot off. Chris Jablonski out of Naperville, Illinois, played last year for the Redbirds. Now we get a whistle for a stoppage in play, and an icing will bring it back into the Missouri State zone. Jablonski, 9 goals, 4 assists. 2 of them were power play tallies. Had 18 penalty minutes last year. And now shots favor Illinois State. They lead on the shot count, 11-10. Shot score went up over the shoulder of Griffin, and right off the draw, Sarnicki gets it. It is a 2-1 lead for Illinois State. Missouri State, who seem to get their legs going first, see this shot again from the high slot, beating Griffin. And it's 2-1 on their 12th shot. Illinois State leads this hockey game. So Sarnecki gets his second. Apparently he scored in the game against Bradley, which there were no stats for. Here's Josh Bale stealing the puck. As it's blocked in front by Kavanaugh, goes behind the net. Intercepted by the Redbirds, taken away by Kuhn. Out to center ice, across the line, no icing. The official waves it off. Sent down in low with 6:46 to go in the period. Moved to the far side. Now an unnamed Ice Bear gets hit hard against the boards, and he is down. And I say unnamed because he's wearing number 20, which was Andrew Kovacic's number from last season. And it, of course, is a temporary jersey. So it looks like he'll be okay. As he goes to the bench. Off the draw, immediately swept aside by Griffin. Near side boards looking for Kremer at the right point. It's swept out to center, and the Ice Bears have a 3-on-3. Into the zone with the beeline on. Comes to Fuller, who misses it wide, but enough to get the goaltender moving. Slapped down in low. Sam Heiseroth does the honors. Puck to the far side, and it's chased by Missouri State's Zane O'Brien. Gets it to Barrett. He gets hounded hard. Good hip check there. Now the Ice Bears and the Redbirds throwing bodies. Puck stays in the zone, but taken away by Illinois State. Here comes Ambrostat. Jacob tripped over the puck, and the Ice Bears clear it out and do get it to center. Now across the blue line. Here is a shot by the Ice Bears' Zane O'Brien. That goes wide enough for Missouri State to line change. Corcoran gets some room. He shoots. Would have been going wide, but stopping play is Griffin as it goes into his glove there. 5:29 to go in the period. And a 2-1 lead for Illinois State. Nikita Solnikov makes it 1-0 in the first period at about the 6-minute mark. I have to double check on that time. Then at make that 11:30, it was Jack Kremer to get his first, I believe, of the season. Sarnicki gets his second just about a minute later, and it's 2-1. And all these goals have been over the shoulder of most of the goaltenders. Puck across the line. Now for the Ice Bears. Off of the stick of Alex Rubin. Rubin was one of 2 players on this current line that's out right now that scored in the Nationals, and they are 2 of just 5 players that scored Nationals goals for Missouri State. Now keep in mind, Missouri State has only been in 3 Division I national games. 2 seasons ago, it was a 4-1 loss to their rival Arizona, and Travis Barrett was the only goal scorer there. A 4-1 win last season over Buffalo, and then Adrian College, they took game 2 by a score of 1-0. And that was a tough game. But Alex Rubin and Austin Davis, 2 guys on that 4th line, that checking line, that scored last season in Nationals. Puck cleared all the way down into the Missouri State zone. This will be an icing call. And we will bring it back into the Illinois State zone. Face-off is held in by the Ice Bears, but off of Derek Smith. It's a 3-on-2, and the Ice Bears finally get back to break it up. But Missouri State with trouble right off the face-off. Shot sails high. That one off the stick of Sarnicki. And Missouri State just able to get it out to center ice to Nikita Solnikov. Breaks free left side. Solnikov, he shoots. Save. Rebound. Bouncing in front, and Lindemann is able to hold on to it. Missouri State trails this hockey game by a score of 2-1 with 3:21 to go in the period. And they had a 1-0 lead at one point. Face off to the right of Lindemann. And off the draw, it is tipped ahead and out to center ice. Here's a 3-on-1. Boskany, he shoots. It's blocked by Lounder. Has it up the middle again, and this one went high. Van Dyke was waiting in front and got it up over the crossbar. Actually, that was Joe Pirelli, 81, who got that shot. Up the middle now, and the Ice Bears will try to move it. They turn and burn, and Cooley will send it in. Missouri State wants the line change, all but Solnikov. Keeps it in the zone, enough for Missouri State to finish that line change. And now with 2:42 to go in the period and a 2-1 lead for Illinois State, the Redbirds have the puck. Kremer shoots it in. He already has a goal. That one coming back at 11:30 of the period. Shots now even up at 12 apiece. 2:24 remains. Again, Bobby Donardi, he will be our guest at the first period intermission, head coach of Illinois State. Puck sent all the way down into the Redbird zone. Kremer is there to chase. Gets around Travis Barrett. Barrett waits for Kremer to get up, and he's double teamed, taken away, and Illinois State with possession. Now goes to Hilt. Cross ice pass, 3-on-2. Hilt with it. He shoots high and wide. Out to the right point. Racing to keep it in is Duckman. At the half boards now. Still with it are the Redbirds. Corcoran up the middle from the left side. broken up. Off the back of the net, still a bouncing puck. Nobody there for Missouri State. So it comes right up the middle. Score! A bouncing puck. Trevor Hilt gets it. And the way he's celebrating, that might be his first goal with the Division I squad. 1:30 remains, and it is a 3-1 lead for the Redbirds. Again, the Ice Bears defense leaving people in front. Now again, this one was a bouncer that you really couldn't do anything with, but right there is Hilt, and it was just past the outstretched pad of Griffin, and it's 3-1. On the 13th shot. .18:30, the time of the goal in the first period. Up the middle, Ice Bears after the draw have it in the ISU zone, and it just hopped over the stick of Hunter Saunders, who we'll talk to in the second period intermission. Shot deflect up high in the Missouri State zone, now with 1:05 remaining. Puck cleared all the way down. Well, we know Begner gets an assist. Play all the way down to the Missouri State zone now. Sliding down is Jablonski. Goes to the right side. Collada will send it in front to Jablonski. Up the middle again. Ice Bears defense breaking down, and Illinois State gets another one. I think this is Matthew Reischer. Is it? It is. Not. It's Nate Viberg. 8, not 9. Four to 1. And you wonder how much not being able to practice beyond the ice is affecting Missouri State. We'll get a look at this one here in a moment. We'll go to it here. But again, it's just another opportunity right up the middle. 14th shot. And after one period of play, it is the Illinois State Redbirds with a 4-1 lead over Missouri State. The Ice Bears had taken the lead in this hockey game, and 4 straight by Illinois State. After Salnikov gets his first, it's Kremer, Sarnicki, Hilt, and Viberg. 4-1 after one period. So the Ice Bears will catch their breath and figure something out here. I know for them it's tough. Again, with not having much on ice time. But you can look at it both ways. All the goals have been right up the middle. Take a look, in fact, at those goals. Here's the first goal by Nikita Salnikov. After it comes behind the net, Salnikov from an odd angle moves the water bottle, and it's a 1-0 lead for Missouri State. Then Kremer will get a goal up the middle. And again, it goes up over the glove side of Griffin to make it a 1-1 hockey game. Then Sarnecki will get a shot, this one from the high blue line, to make it a 3-1, makes that a 2-1 game. And then it's 3-1 on Hilt's goal, where he was all alone and just stretched it past Griffin. And Missouri State is down 3-1, and in the fourth goal, that is, of the period, again, up the middle in the slot area. And that's where we stand right now, with a 4-1 advantage for Illinois State. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Bobby Donardi will be our guest in just a moment. Here from Bloomington, Illinois, and the Grossinger Arena. After one period of play, it is a 4-1 lead for Illinois State over Missouri State. We'll be back.
Now playing at Mediacom Ice Park in Springfield on new ice age. It's the Missouri State Ice Bears hockey. Now through February, exciting, hard-hitting, fast-paced collegiate hockey, Ice Bears style. Get your advance tickets at Missouri State Tix box offices or call 417-836-7678. Tickets also available at the games. There are no speed limits at Mediacom Ice Park when you see Ice Bears hockey.
Back at Grossinger Motors Arena in Bloomington, Illinois, talking with the head coach of the Illinois State Redbirds, and Bobby Donardi. And Bobby, your team, I know you kind of had, I don't know if it was a scrimmage or a game at least against Bradley. You got to get out onto the ice. Unlike Missouri State, who hasn't been on the ice in about 4 weeks with a down compressor. We finally got on it a couple of days ago. I'm not saying that's an advantage or anything for this series, but the last time these two teams played, at least on the road, I think we all remember that it was a 5-0 lead for Missouri State, and the Redbirds come storming back and they win it in overtime. And for the guys that remain on your hockey club, I'm sure they look at that and they say, this is a beatable team now.
Yeah, it really opened their eyes to being able to beat a lot of different teams, not just Missouri State. You guys were ranked 9th, I think, at the time, so that was more of an eye-opener just for the guys to stay on the horse. And we ended up beating Robert Morris that weekend too, and it was just a big boost for the program, the organization as a whole, and recognizing really where we were at. So that was kind of a big step forward for us, not just in terms of beating Missouri State, which was the first time we had in 4 years, but just for the whole organization, it felt like we took a step forward that day.
If I remember right, I think it was Wasilewski in net. And I remember questioning, well, you got to pull him? You got to pull him next period? And I'm not questioning you, but in my mind, thinking that you stuck with him. And, we all know the history. But we look at your lineup now. You still have guys like Daniel Sarnecki, Robert Collada, Corey Schwartz, the guys that have put multiple points on. They're still with you. And then you've kind of come and gone with a few players that have left and brought up some guys from the Division II team. So the recruitment is there for you. What do you want to see from this hockey club this season?
It's nice to have a few more options down the lineup. Not necessarily on the top end, but bringing those guys up from D2, they just really know how to play. They've spent 2 years building, learning to play the college game after taking a year or two at juniors. And then they've been playing with our D2 team, who we have a good relationship with, and I move guys back and forth, not a ton, but every so often, and they come up and they fit right in. They already understand what I'm talking about because they've been in my practices before. I've coached them before, so they just hop in. They give us some more options down the lineup, and if a guy gets hurt or something like that. Whereas even last year, Steve, when we were playing you guys that second game, I believe we dressed 15 guys the second day. So hopefully we're not in that position. And even if it is 15, it'll still be a better 15 than we started that day.
And, of course, as a Division II team, when Missouri State was a Division II team, these teams were rivalries. I mean, it was very tough to try to win a game. I remember a few years ago it was a 2-1 overtime contest here. Granted, it's Division II, but still.
Yeah, it's been a long-standing rivalry, and we've carried it on all along, and it's been great. I do know back in even the D2 days, there were some wars then, and then we both stepped up at the same time, and it's just been a great rivalry for us, and games you look forward to every year because both teams have improved each year, so the games get a little bit more competitive, and it's a grind for both teams.
As a club in Division 1, ranked number 28 back in 18-19, 21 in 17-18, record right around the same. Is that more of just adjusting to Division 1 and kind of figuring things out and now being able to get more recruits? What is it with Illinois State right now? It seems like it's going in the right direction, but is it going slower than you'd like?
It is a little bit slower than I'd like, of course, but that has to do with some recruiting and some guys just not coming out when you think they're coming out, and I think everybody feels that sting a little bit when guys don't come out. But even when I took over, I'm not sure where you got your rankings from, but that was a little bit backwards. We ended up 37th a couple years ago, 35th the year before that, 31st with me last year, and then we ended the season I think 27th last year. So. But it is a little bit slower. We were really hoping to be in that top 20 last year, and second semester rolled around, and we had 2 bad games, and that just took us from 21st to 29th, I think, in a couple of weeks, and that was pretty much the end of the season.
Well, I'm going to blame it on the ACHA because I pulled my stats from there. At least at the preseason or the end of the year computer poll, they had you ranked at 28 last season. So.
Okay, 28 last season. There you go. Yeah.
So I'm just going to stick with that.
The season before that. Okay.
And the season before that, actually, at that point, I think in time, you were ranked as high as 21. We'll go with that.
That could be accurate.
We'll go with that.
That could be accurate. I don't know those details.
I don't either. I just made them up, right? We're talking with Bobby Donardi, the head coach of Illinois State, and you mentioned your Division II team. I believe Mike Hernbrot. Who used to coach the Division II team, or at one point stepped back to stay with the Division II team. You now are at Division I. You guys, I assume, have kind of a thought process on how you want to maybe groom some of the players in Division II, like you have put now up on your Division I, like Tyler Kuhn and Trevor Hilt, and you're also Brennan Benger?
Begner, yes.
Begner, yeah. So you're looking at some of those guys that are now up there for you, and that's got to be a positive knowing that there's this pipeline that's established.
It's really been something we focused on. It's kind of different from what most programs do, and I know that they bring in guys that are just ready to play, or they try to, of course. That's everybody's goal. I can't tell you it's not my goal, but it's nice to know that there's guys developing at Division II, and yes, I have a very good relationship with Hernbrot. We talk daily. We now work together, but we have had a partnership through ISU for 4 or 5 years, and we have the same philosophies. We're just trying to build the game, grow the program. We added a Division III team this year, so we're just giving more people more opportunities to play, and it all hopefully works in our favor by promoting guys up from that D2 team, giving them the opportunity, and they know when they come in, maybe as a true 18-year-old that they're going to play on D2 for a year, maybe 2, and then hopefully get that opportunity to grow into a good D1 player.
Well, I can tell you, at least from Missouri State's standpoint, that running 2 teams is tough enough. How do you run 3?
I'm not sure. I don't. I really don't know. It's just having all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and just staying on top of it. And it's kind of been the plan once we got the opportunity to be the main tenant here at the arena. We knew we were going to have some more ice and a little more flexibility with ice. Having our guys practice in the middle of the day. We're not taking any ice away from the youth hockey, which is really nice. It's opened up a lot of ice for youth hockey because we don't practice at the nights or in the evenings, or we're not taking up when SIFA was here, they had games at 7 o'clock at night. Well, the ice wasn't available from 9 to noon. Then we'd get on, we'd play a game at 1, and then the ice wasn't available from 4 until their game was over. For various different reasons. So it's been a really good opportunity for the community. Even though we've added that D3 team, it really is leaving the ice open for all the youth organizations in town as well. Head
coach of Illinois State University Redbirds, Bobby Donardi, is joining us. And Bobby, that's obviously been the key now is you lose the junior team, and now you've opened up some ice, because I remember one night we'd play at Pepsi, and then we'd come over here, and it wasn't the Grossinger Motors Arena at the time, but we didn't know if we're going to play, if we have warm-ups, if, where it's going to be. Maybe they change it at the last minute. I remember one time we came in over here to get dressed, and they said, "You're not playing here. You're on the other side."
Next door.
So, obviously, a much better relationship that you have now.
Yeah, a better relationship, a little more flexibility, a good understanding. The whole building for the community is something that the image needs improved, and bringing in having us as the consistent tenant here is hopefully going to work in our favor and in their favor, just getting a more consistent schedule, allowing them to bring in some more concerts and things like that. But that also allows us then to be playing most of our home games over here. We do play a couple over there, but for the most part, all of our games are over here. 7 p.m. starts Fridays and Saturdays, so it's nice.
What do you want to accomplish this season? What are your goals?
Our number one goal is definitely to get to nationals. I think that's something that's achievable with the guys we brought in, added a little bit of depth. It'll be tough. We're gonna have to work, but I think it's achievable. We start early in the season here with you guys are ranked. You guys are actually the highest ranked team we play in the next 3 weeks, because we have Illinois next weekend, and then we have Iowa State the following weekend. We really start the season off with a bang, and that's kind of how we did it last year too, and that was how we jumped up the rankings, because I think at one point we were 5 games below 500, but we were ranked 21st. It was the highest we ever ranked, because we played games well. We played games tight. So getting to nationals definitely is number one. We joined a conference this season, the Midwest College Hockey Conference, and we're really hoping to win that, of course. Jumping in as the only D1 ACHA team, with a couple of transfer teams in from the NAIA, and then a couple of teams moving up from D2. So it's a good opportunity for our guys to help them stay focused long term, and know that when we get into conference play, every game matters.
So that conference play, it's unlike the Western Collegiate Hockey League that we're in. It's the top team. You get an auto bid, but in your league, you have to win the league outright to get the auto bid.
That is correct. This year we don't even have an auto bid, because it's our first year, but long term, that is what we've set in place currently. That can always change, but that is how we set it up, and that's how I would favor personally. Get rewarded for a good season, not just a good weekend. So that's my opinion on it. But yes, it's something we look forward to.
Well, we'll leave it at that. Bobby Donardi, the head coach of Illinois State University Redbirds, joining us. Bobby, at the end of interviews, I always wish teams good luck and coaches good luck, except after this, let this weekend go, then good luck, okay?
Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it.
All right, Bobby, thanks so much for joining us, and again, good luck for the rest of the season. We'll take a break, and more hockey coming up in a moment.
Now playing at Mediacom Ice Park in Springfield, a new ice age. It's the Missouri State Ice Bears hockey. Now through February, exciting, hard-hitting, fast-paced collegiate hockey, Ice Bears style. Get your advance tickets at Missouri State Tix box offices or call 417-836-7678. Tickets also available at the games. There are no speed limits at Mediacom Ice Park when you see Ice Bears hockey.
Back at Grossinger Motors Arena in Bloomington, Illinois, Steve Casson along with Brett Houston, as he is our cameraman for today. Mentioned that there are a lot of new players for Missouri State. Early in the pregame, mentioned Brian Fuller, back with Missouri State, the St. Peter's graduate defenseman, fifth-year defenseman. ACHA a couple of years ago said, yes, you now can play if you're a fifth-year player. The difference is, what they said was, you now have a biological clock. It used to be where if you had eligibility left and you were 32 years old and wanted to play, you could play. It was based on eligibility. They have said, no, we're not going to do that anymore. It is a biological clock. So you have up to a certain age, and I believe that is 26, and you must finish your schooling because you will have X amount of years from the time that you start, which generally everyone starts around either 18, 19, to that effect, 5 years from there, and that's what they have determined, but you can play 5 years. Missouri State, as I mentioned, 14 seniors this year that will graduate. Spencer Sollenbach, Jordan Broughton, in fact, all the B-line, Broughton, Barrett, Zane O'Brien. Although, again, even though they are seniors, they could play a 5th year if they so choose. Chris Brown, the captain, Josh Bell, seniors, Sam Heiseroth, Hunter Saunders, Austin Davis, Matt Matty, and 2/3 of the goaltending core are also seniors, Brendan Schuck and Brady Griffin. Junior Bailey Stevens will be the only goaltender next season, again, assuming that most of the players decide that they are not going to play a 5th year. Mentioned Nikita Salnikov last year, leading scorer for Missouri State, 55 points. That is 20 points better than Travis Barrett. Barrett 22 and 13 for 35 points in 45 games, and Salnikov in 46 games, 28, 27, 55 points. Josh Bell was third, 19 goals, 16 assists, but he was the leader in power play goals for Missouri State. And that's not to mention that the Ice Bears did not have Bell for several games. He, of course, was injured, a guy that loves to block shots. Meanwhile, we're underway here in the second period, and quickly the Ice Bears have to get it out of their own zone. They do. Goes up to Salnikov across the line, works it through, taken away by Begner. And I do have all of the assists and all the information on the goals. We'll get it for you here in a second. Puck cleared off the boards. Begner had it, but Missouri State not able to get it across the Redbird red line. Now to Salnikov. He dilly-dallies through his own defensive zone, and it finds its way to Cooley. Across the line, pass to Bell, knocks a man off, gets it through the left face-off dot. To the point, it's out to center, but taken by Chad Lounder, who's playing a pseudo-defenseman right now. Stolen, though. Drive in, and we have a new goaltender in nets for Missouri State. I mentioned Bailey Stevens. Stevens is in net. So Griffin leaves after facing 14 shots, and Stevens is now in nets. He just faced his first shot. Stevens changed his number. He's wearing number 50 this year. Ice Bears at their own line, and Travis Barrett takes a header into the boards, but the Ice Bears pick it up, and it's shot just wide by Jordan Bratton. Last year, Bratton, 11 goals, 23 assists, the Arnold, Missouri product. Now it's a 2-on-1 for the Redbirds. Ambrostat over left side, score! His second goal, Kremer. And it's 5-1. Here in the second period. What has become kind of tough for Missouri State has become even tougher, and that is keeping it out of the net. We'll take a look at this one on replay here, but it was a good 2-on-1 developing, and defensively, nothing you could do. A 5-1 lead, and we will catch the call. Public address announcer Adrian Cutbreath has assured me he will give us the call. 17th shot on goal, and the 5th tally for Illinois State. And Kremer's second of the season. Puck down to the Missouri State zone. Sarnicki's there. Digs it out around the official.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first goal of the second period, scored by ISU. Number 2, Jack Kramer, second of the game. assisted by number 17, Jake Ambrosat, and number 21, Max Pushchek. Even strength goal, 1:15 into the second period.
There you go. We now have our PA feed set up again. So 1:15 into the period as we get a shot that gets deflected out of play in the Redbird zone. 5 unanswered now. .1845 time of the goal. That was 18:45 on the clock. So 1:15 here in the period. Ice Bears moving into the Redbird zone. They're trying to set it up to Lounder playing defense now. That's one thing Missouri State I was mentioning about losing. They lost Carson Warnig. They lost their top defenseman, Brendan Anderson. Missouri State a little shy on defense this season and trying to work with it. Puck sent into the corner. Down in low. Trying to move it around is Austin Davis. Now the Ice Bears still trying to get something going. Shot that's broken up after it was taken by Sam Heiseroth, and it's cleared out to center. Regrouped by Alex Smith. Lead pass across the line to Bell. Moves it to Cooley. He shoots, and it's gobbled up by Lindemann. Adam Lindemann saw some time last season with Illinois State. Shared time, actually. Now the officials discussing placement of the puck. And they're going to keep it in the zone. Face off to the right of Lindemann. Ice Bears trying to win it, get something going. Here's Salnikov, walks in, he shoots, and Lindemann right on the doorstep, holds on to it. Now some pushing and shoving in front, but it's good there. Backing off is Bell. And he'll step in to take the draw. He wins it, but Corcoran picks it up for ISU. Far side boards. Trevor Hilt with it. Hilt has a goal. Next stoppage in play, we'll go over the goals and the assists for you. Across the line, Begner. He does have 2 assists, I can tell you that. That's a preview. Salnikov, lead to Bell. Too far for him. Do we get an icing? We do. 15:39 to go in the second period. Icing will bring it back into the Missouri State zone. Shots even. Well, no, they added an extra shot. So 17-16 in favor of Illinois State. Missouri State does win the draw, able to clear it out. Salnikov lets it go to Cooley. Hunter will bring it down in, or no, that is Hunter. Cooley, 24, not 74. Ice Bears have it up the middle. Shot and a save by Lindemann, and Salnikov just to the left of the goaltender, right as you look at it. Got a shot off, and Lindemann is able to hold on, and that has been dangerous territory for both of these teams, as all of these goals have been right in front, with the exception of the one by Sarnecki. That was the one high slot from the blue line up the middle. Other than that, everything's been up and close. Fuller gives it ahead as the B line is on now for Missouri State. Turned over at the line by Zane O'Brien. Comes right in front, and Bailey Stevens will grab that one and hold on. If you're just tuning in, 5-1 in favor of Illinois State. Nikita Salnikov at 7:13. Bell and Smith with the assists. This is in the first period. 11:30, it's Kremer, his first. Begner and Duckman with the assist. Then Sarnecki at 12:27, his second of the season. Viberg to make it 2-1. At 18:30, Hilt his first. Begner and Corcoran with the assist. It's 3-1. 19:29 of the first. Viborg his first. Collada and Van Dyke. It's 4-1. As the Ice Bears have a good opportunity here. Sliding around is Bratton. Stays in. Bratton's there. Down in front. Shot. Save. Oh, what a big save by Lindemann. Is right on the doorstep with Zane O'Brien, and it's cleared out and all the way down. And no icing. It's waved up. But the Redbirds with control. Up the middle again. Save. Stevens. Rebound. And it's moved into the corner. Kremer got the first. Viborg got the second. And it's held out of the net by Bailey Stevens. Getting back to the scoring here in the second period, 1:15. Kremer his second. Ambrostat and I believe Pushchek got the assist too. It's 5-1. That's where we stand right now. But Missouri State was on the doorstep. And so was Illinois State. And the Ice Bears really snake-bitten right here. Hunter Saunders can't get anything going. Taken away by Pushchek. And it's cleared all the way down. No icing. Stevens in the Missouri State zone. Banks it off the glass, but it's held in by Kuhn. Comes to the side of the net. And Stevens will hold on. ACHA Men's Division I preseason rankings right now has Minot State at number 1, 19 first-place votes. Last year's record of 25-6-2. They were, of course, the national champion. Lindenwood ranked second, 3 first-place votes. Iowa State, who the Ice Bears play next weekend, they're ranked third. Michigan Dearborn is fourth. They are now back in the ACHA after, they never really left, but they were going to go the NAIA route, and they stay in at number 4. Adrian, who beat Missouri State 1-0 in Game 2 of National Pool Play, as a shot goes off of the face mask of Lindemann by Alex Rubin, and it's cleared out to center ice. Rounding out the top 10, Ohio is number 6, Davenport 7, Liberty 8, Central Oklahoma, who the Ice Bears, of course, play, number 9, and who's becoming a big rival for Missouri State, Arizona, ranked at number 10. The Ice Bears are ranked number 14 in the preseason poll. Another opportunity in front for Rubin is denied. Now on the doorstep, Lindemann's there. Puck is cleared away, and the Ice Bears will back up on defense. Here comes Connor Boskasy. He'll send it off the back of the boards. It's out to center ice. And Missouri State wants a change. They're not going to do it just yet. Play is at center. Heiserot will send it in. Gloved by Duckman. He avoids a check, sends it down in low, and now the Ice Bears change at least one on defense. Heiserot, that is. He'll send it all the way down off of Salnikov's stick, enough to make it no icing. Puck cleared in, and Missouri State finally gets the line change they needed. Joe Pirelli couldn't clear it. Ice Bears pick it up. They have a 4-on-3. Here is Salnikov looking for the wraparound. It comes out in front, and the Ice Bears got the numbers there. They just couldn't get control of the puck. It's cleared out to center. Racing for it is Chris Brown of Missouri State, and it's a line change for the Redbirds of Illinois State. Hard to believe, but Missouri State took the lead in this hockey game, and it's been 5 straight by the Redbirds. They lead 5-1 with 11:12 to go in the second period. Illinois State with some more pressure. In front of the Missouri State bench, 3-on-2. Working it is Mitchell Oberlag. He got a shot that was partially blocked, and Hilt picked up the rebound, and he sent it wide. Behind the net, Hilt in front and off of a skate. Otherwise, Oberlag would have had a great opportunity. Now to the point. Right side, Kremer looking for 3. He missed it, and it's cleared out to center. Kremer got his first at 11:30, and then here in the second period at 1:15, his second. Line change for Missouri State. 10:35 to go in the second period. Ice Bears trying to work it. Beeline on. Here's Jordan Bratton looking for Zane O'Brien. Travis Barrett follows it up. He shoots, save. Lindemann rebound, and it's moved to the corner. Grabbed by Viborg out of Orland Park. Now Viborg again right in front. Saved by Bailey Stevens. The pass came to Begner looking for a goal, and Stevens with a great pad save. And now the Ice Bears come back. Somebody in here is either screaming or has a whistle, because I thought I heard one. Puck out to center. That's happened before. Another line change for Missouri State. And the puck is cleared back into the ISU zone. At the red line. Cleared up ahead. It'll go to Van Dyke. Missouri State with possession. Backhanded pass. It goes to Zane O'Brien. Cross ice. And as it hits a skate, it is sent in by Hunter Saunders, but held onto by Lindemann. 9:31 remaining in the period. And apparently, we have a media timeout. Well, we will take a quick break. We will be back in just a moment. 5-1 in favor of Illinois State over Missouri State. 9:31 to go in the second.
Now playing at Mediacom Ice Park in Springfield, a new ice age. It's the Missouri State Ice Bears hockey. Now through February, exciting, hard-hitting, fast-paced collegiate hockey, Ice Bears style. Get your advance tickets at Missouri State Tix box offices or call 417-836-7678. Tickets also available at the games. There are no speed limits at Mediacom Ice Park when you see Ice Bears hockey.
We return to Grossinger Motors Arena. Used to be the Bloomington Arena here in Bloomington, Illinois. Steve Casson along with Brett Houston, and he's got a counterpart in to do some camera work for us. I don't normally do this, but if you're listening at home and you want to run a camera, we could definitely use you. Steve at MissouriStateHockey.com or Steve at WebSportsRadio.com. Email me, and we'll get you on. We promise you absolutely nothing except to get in and watch Ice Bears hockey games for free. Ice Bears with control of the puck. Out to center. Bell racing for it. Not to say that our regular cameramen aren't good, but a couple of them have moved on, and we just would like to get some more to come in. Help us out. Puck cleared out to center. Good play by Cooley, and his stick was held. And nothing doing there. But enough for Lindemann to get possession of it. 8:53 to go in the period. Shots in favor of Missouri State 24-21. But that's the difference. They trail on the scoreboard by a count of 5-1. I want to say hi to everybody who are having watch parties at various places in Springfield. Thanks for tuning in. Of course, first game jitters. Obviously, we wish it could be a better situation for Missouri State. But there's a lot of hockey left. Puck cleared all the way down to the Missouri State zone. Stevens directing traffic, the goaltender for the Ice Bears. Puck taken by Saunders on the backhander. It's held in, shot just wide. Duckman got it wide, and Stevens watched it sail. Now at the half boards, 4 players battle for it, and it's finally kicked out to center. Across the line, into the ISU zone. Here's Rubin, drive in, save, rebound, follow up, and another save. Ice Bears getting some good opportunities, as Alex Rubin last season, 9 goals, 10 assists. Trying to pick up on that, and as I mentioned, one of those goals, a huge goal in Nationals. Again, he shoots it wide. Maddie has it. Rubin's there. Rebound in front. It's blocked. As a great opportunity for Stuart Hopkins was denied by either Lindemann or a defenseman sliding in front. Here's Derek Smith. He shoots. He scores. Oh! That one, I don't know if that hit the inside of the net. The officials did not call that a goal. That's where we need some zoom on that thing. We'll see if we can take a look at it on replay. But I do not know if the officials will call that a goal. Let's take a look at it here and see. There's the initial shot. And we may not have that. We'll just let it run here. Yeah, it's too hard to see. Meanwhile, play is underway. And racing through, breaking is Oberlag. In front, save Stevens as he passed over to Hilt. And he was looking for his second goal of the game. Puck, we're going to get a penalty as it comes into the ISU zone. And this one will go against Illinois State. Oberlag is going to go for slashing. This is just the third penalty of this hockey game. So the Ice Bears trying to do something here, power play-wise this season. 47 for 143, 20.3%, and immediately it is cleared out to center ice. But again, they had guys like, well, here, we'll catch up in a second as the Ice Bears have a 4-on-3 across the line, and as they work it in, we get an offside. But they had guys like Andrew Kovacic, Brennan Anderson, and as I mentioned,
Bird penalty. 6:53 remaining in the period. Slash 2 minutes. Mitchell Oberlag. My correction.
So as a penalty has been announced, mentioning power play guys like Josh Bell with 9. Zane O'Brien had 5 last season. Chris Brown with 6. Meanwhile, play still behind the ISU net. Nobody there as pinching down in low was the Ice Bears defense. And the puck is cleared out to center. Stevens quickly to Salnikov, trying to catch ISU in a line change. Salnikov, he shoots, glove save. Lindemann, he'll hold on. 1:12 to go on the power play for Missouri State. Redbirds on the penalty kill last season, 28 for 116, 75.9%. Here again off the draw is Travis Barrett, saved by Lindemann. We'll do it all again. Puck cleared to the far side. And out to center on the second effort attempt by Duckman to clear it all the way down. 6 minutes remains in the second period. Coming up at the second period intermission, a talk with the Ice Bears' Hunter Saunders. Puck cleared all the way down. We'll have a talk about the Stanley Cup, which, by the way, is coming to Springfield the 10th of October. It'll be at Bass Pro Shops in Springfield, then make its way to the Hockey Bar and Falstaff's, also to Harbell's right next door. Then it will be at the Springfield Square for about 3 hours, and then at midnight it goes to bed. And it actually says that. If you want to find out what is happening, it's sgfbluesday.com. And you can see the schedule, and it actually says on there at midnight it goes to bed. I wonder if it has an alarm clock to wake up or not. Power play has expired. We're 5-on-5. And the Redbirds in their own zone. Viberg with it. Far side boards. Cannot clear it. Missouri State with possession. Backhand down in low by Matty. Gets a return pass by Saunders. He shoots, does Matty, and a save by Lindemann. To Chris Brown, left side. His shot is blocked in front. And cleared once again out to center ice. Maddie with a backhand in. Missouri State with a line change. Trying to work the puck down in low was Maddie. And as he hounds Van Dyke, we're going to get a penalty. It's a holding call. Power play number 2 for the Redbirds. Matt Maddie last season just 18 penalty minutes. So he's not known for taking very many. Now here is a good opportunity for the Ice Bears.
Missouri State University penalty. 4:10 remaining in the second period by number 91 for holding.
So Matt Maddie gets called for holding as Sollenbach had a good opportunity, but then we turn the other way. Down in low to Robert Collada. Collada will bring it up top. Looking in front to try to get it to Connor Boscasi. It stays on the left side. Goes to Sarnicki. Now to the right side. Working it is Van Dyke. Drops it down in low. Sarnicki again. It is intercepted, taken away by Missouri State and cleared out to center. So the Ice Bears putting the shots on, 30-22. But they trail 5-1 in this contest with 3:12 to go. So here are the Redbirds working it around, and you almost want to say with ease. They're getting position. Here's Hilt. In low to Begner. Works it again, this time to Collada. Hilt shot in, save Stevens, loose, rebound in front. It's cleared by the defense of Derek Smith, and the Ice Bears send it all the way down without penalty because the power play has 29 seconds. Although that should have been there as an Ice Bear was held down. That was Smith, nothing doing. We come the other way across the line into the Missouri State zone. Chris Brown with a good hit on Hilt. Left side. Here's Kuhn, shot, save Stevens. Kuhn again gets knocked down. Tyler Kuhn out of Pekin, Illinois, played with the Division II squad, and as you heard on the first period intermission, Illinois State has a Division I, II, and a III team as the puck gets deflected up and out of play. 2:05 to go in the period. And a 5-1 lead for Illinois State. If you're just joining us, yes, that's what I said. It's been tough. Most of the goals have been up the middle. Hash marks in the house, as they call it. Kavanaugh elected to pass instead of shoot from the right side. Hunter Cooley for Missouri State at the far side boards trying to work it. Josh Bell comes in. He wanted to kick it away. Now trying to push it is Oberlag. The main guy is Chris Jablonski. He gives it up. It hits a skate. And finally cleared out to center. Salnikov. Nice behind the back pass to Bell. Bell shoots and missed it wide. Near side. Ice Bears want to change. They're going to do it on the back end. Here's Salnikov. Had it bounce over his stick. It's out to center ice. Chased down by Cooley. Good one-handed stick, but not good enough. Ambrostat comes in, and Ambrostat bowls over to Launder. Nothing doing, and a lead pass not connecting to the Ice Bears' Bell. So Missouri State changes with 1:04 to go here in the second period. Cleared all the way down. Viberg with it, centers it up the middle. It goes off the stick of Sarnicki. He was looking for his second, or make that third goal. Here's Launder for Missouri State. Ridden off the play, lost an edge, and Viberg with it. 2-on-2, down the middle. Viberg breaks free. He shoots. Oh, what a great save. Stevens rebound in front, and another save as Collada had that second opportunity. But what a move in front by Viberg. He got it from the left forehand to the backhand, and Stevens had to make a big save there. Otherwise, This would be the 6th goal, but as it stands right now, it's just a 5-1 lead for Illinois State. Salnikov for Missouri State. Then it's Kremer, Sarnicki, Hilt, Viberg, and Kremer again. Puck out to center. Now across the line, into the zone, working it is Oberlag for the Redbirds. Everyone backs off, thinking Oberlag's going to get control, but it's taken away by Missouri State. Ice Bears have the B line on now. That, of course, Zane O'Brien, Travis Barrett, and Jordan Bratton. Backhanded at the line, but with time expiring, nothing will do for Crosley Duckman.
And gentlemen, that concludes our second period tonight. 5-1 at the end in favor of ISU. Shots on goal 26 for the Redbirds and 30 for the Black Bears.
Well, there you go. That is everything from public address announcer Adrian Cutbreath on what happened in that second period. Just one goal, 1:15 into the period. Kremer gets the goal. Ambrostat and Puschek with it. And this one, well, this one we're going to have to wait a long time for. We'll have to fix this for you, but basically after the Ice Bears clear the zone, there's just a lot of movement to the side. And actually, that's not the right one. That is the one that should have been a possible goal for Missouri State. I think this is it here. On the 2-on-1. Yeah, this is the goal here on the 2-on-1 that beats Bailey Stevens early. And Missouri State right now trails by a count of 5-1. Just 2 penalties in that period. Oberlag and Maddie for Missouri State. Each team 0 for 2 on the power play. So relatively penalty-free game at this point. Bailey Stevens did come in, and he came in thus far. Stevens has faced 12 shots. Griffin faced 14 in the first period, and Adam Lindemann has faced all 30 Ice Bear shots in this contest. We will take a break, and when we come back, talk to Hunter Saunders of Missouri State, and we'll do that in just a moment. After 2 periods of play, it is 5-1, the home team, Illinois State Redbirds over Missouri State.
Now playing at Mediacom Ice Park in Springfield, a new ice age. It's the Missouri State Ice Bears hockey. Now through February, exciting, hard-hitting, fast-paced collegiate hockey, Ice Bears style. Get your advance tickets at Missouri State Tix box offices or call 417-836-7678. Tickets also available at the games. There are no speed limits at Mediacom Ice Park when you see Ice Bears hockey.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We are back at Grossinger Motors Arena in Bloomington, Illinois, talking now with one of 14 seniors on Missouri State, Hunter Saunders, the senior out of Hermitage, Tennessee. And Hunter, you know, this year a lot of guys will leave this hockey club, and the first thing I want to know is what are the memories that you're going to take with you as you play your final season? Or, well, technically it could not be your final season because they've allowed fifth-year seniors now, so...
I think
clue us in. Is it or is it not?
It'll probably be my last season. I'm set to graduate here next spring, but Oh, good grief! Way too many memories to narrow down to just a few. Just overall, I mean, probably just the road trips with all the fellas, and playing in front of 1,000 people, 1,100 people at MediaCom. I mean, that's something you can't just find anywhere. So I mean, that's gonna be something I cherish for the rest of my life.
And then, of course, this season it looks already like there may be some sellouts with the teams that are coming in and everything that's going on with this hockey club. The biggest thing is the fact that the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, I'm still bitter about that.
Yeah, you're probably a Nashville guy, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I don't really care what sport you are. I mean, somebody or a team that was, dead last and getting laughed at by a league in January, and you come back and win it all, 6 months later. That's something to be proud of. I mean, that's a big accomplishment. Like, I don't care who you are, what team it is. That's really cool. So that was pretty special for them.
And, of course, to do that and to win the Cup, beat the Bruins, and have it actually come here to Springfield. It'll be coming in October on the 11th here. I believe actually October 10th. Yeah.
10th. You best believe I'll be rocking some Predator stuff to it. So I'm going to be that guy. Don't you worry.
Well, truth be told, when the parade was going on in St. Louis, it was on a Thursday. I know that much. I was actually in Boston at TD Garden rocking a St. Louis Blues shirt inside TD Garden's pro shop.
Oh, yeah. No, that's a hostile environment. When I played in Boston for a year and a half, I went and watched the Preds and the Bruins play, and I wore my Preds jersey, of course, and, they made it very known that they weren't happy to see me there, but luckily the Preds won, so it was all worth it.
I was surprised because, believe it or not, fans were actually nice to me. They admitted that the Bruins couldn't do what they felt that they should do, and a lot of people said to me, first of all, one guy says to me, hey, I got to applaud the guts that you have to go ahead and wear this, but the second thing is, you know what, you earned it.
No, I mean, they'll respect the fact that you're wearing your team's colors there, but I mean, I wasn't too loud, but I mean, I was probably the only Predators fan there, so I think the entire place knew I was there because I was, I was down towards the bottom, so I think everybody saw me whenever they scored. I was up hooting and hollering, so everybody knew I was there. I made my presence, don't you worry.
Hunter Saunders is joining us here at Grossinger Motors Arena. A couple years since we've been to this arena, and it was kind of a misnomer for me. I thought it was a big 10,000-seat arena. I hadn't been here in a while, and it turns out it's not. It's only about 5,500, so it doesn't seem too bad, but the arena is beautiful. We're not going to take that away from them. But would you rather play in a big arena like this with about 3,000 people and it doesn't look like there's anybody here, or would you rather play at MediaCom Ice Park with 1,000?
MediaCom, that's easy.
It's Jordan Valley now.
Yeah. No, I don't care how nice the rink is, But I mean, if it's full, that's something to be special or something to be proud of, regardless of where you are. I mean, in juniors, we would go to these small, little barn arenas, and it'd be sold out. I mean, that's just fun to play in front of, even if you're home or away teams. I mean, I think that's something fun to play. That's fun to play in front of, and so Jordan Valley all the way on that question.
Hunter Saunders is our guest, and Hunter, take us through the most amazing goal you've ever scored. When was it, and what was it?
Ever scored, or here at Missouri State?
Well, we'll make it a two-part question. First, at Missouri State, and then if it wasn't at Missouri State, what was the most?
Let's see. I think the one that sticks out to me the most, it was actually versus Arizona. It was at home, and we were down. I believe it was 5-2 or 5-3, and we were going into the third, and I had a good shift down low. I think it was with Davis and Andrew Kovacic. God, I miss him. And they break it out, and then Anderson just makes just this blind spinner on my pass into the far blue line, hits me on the far blue line, and I go in and I go bar down, and that sparked a 5-goal comeback to go to beat U of A. And I hate U of A, so I mean that's why I was so happy that we went back and beat them. And then the other one that really sticks out to me was last year versus Lindenwood. I mean, that's just, I also don't really like Lindenwood, and it was just a packed house, and a lot of my buddies were on that team, so it was cool to get to score against them. So those are the two that really stick out to me. As far as whole life, that's tough. Let's see. I think a big one for me was it was my last year in juniors. I was up in Boston, and it was a tie game going into the third, and I got the game winner in front of my mom, and she got to be there. And she never got to go to Boston and see me play, so when she got to finally go up there, she saw me score, so that was pretty special. So that stuck out to me.
I was going to say that's definitely got to be a very special moment for you.
Yeah, and she let everybody know that she was there, so everybody knew that she was my mom. She does a pretty good job at that.
That's always the fun part when you have family and cheering for you, and even sometimes if there's 20 people in there, they know they're there.
No, yeah, she lets everybody know she's at MediaCom, in front of 1,100 people, or in front of 20 people. She'll let you know that she's there.
Well, you're technically correct because it was MediaCom, now it's Jordan Valley.
Yeah.
And we all have to get used to that.
Exactly.
It's been 10 years since that name change.
Yeah, I'm probably luckily I'm going to be out of here before I get used to it, so I'm just going to keep calling it MediaCom, and hopefully nobody takes offense to it.
Hunter Saunders is joining us, and Hunter, you said you're going to get out of here, so what are you going to be when you grow up?
That's a great question. I've been interning with the football team for their strength and conditioning program ever since last season ended. So looking into a job in that field, might go get my master's at a university, hopefully back towards home, wherever that may be. But God works in mysterious ways, and so it might just be a school that I don't even know about yet. So I'm just gonna just let it be in his hands, and I'll end up where I end up. And you never know, it might not even be something in strength and conditioning. I have no idea. I'm just going to sit back and watch what he has stored for me.
Will playing hockey always be part of your life?
Oh, yeah. It's even though I'm not really playing, but I'll have to be around it in some shape, form, or fashion. Like, something, getting involved in the local arena wherever I'm at, or just simply, going to NHL games. Like, that's something. I'm not just going to completely shun hockey out of my life. It's just been who I am, and it was my first love, and so that's just something that will always be a part of me wherever I end up.
Hunter Saunders is with us of Missouri State. Last year you mentioned a couple of guys, and you've played with Davis, Lounder, Rubin, and kind of that fourth line, that grinding line, that checking line, the line that actually gets put out there a lot to wear down people. But two of your line mates in Nationals last year, and Davis and Rubin, scored goals. They are one, or two actually, of only 5 people to score in a Division I Ice Bears National game.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about those, national tournaments or just big games like that is you kind of get those, those heroes that aren't really expected. They came up big in that game versus Buffalo, and I don't really think anybody on the top line or top couple lines scored. It was like all of third and fourth line guys, so that was pretty special. Nothing against the first 2 lines, but it's always nice to see guys that aren't usually on the score sheet in big games like that. So they came out and did really well, and it was I was blessed to play with them, so hopefully that carries over into this season.
It's interesting because Patrick Liney got called out earlier because he made a statement similar to the fact of, well, I'd like to play on the top line, and he didn't mean that it was a diss to his current line. It was just that normally that top line theoretically is the one that's going to see ice. It's going to see playing time and points, and it was taken wrong. And of course he apologized, didn't mean that, and that. But I know when you talk about it, it's a different story because this is a team that does see the fourth line play a lot.
Yeah.
You guys do, and you have a role, and it seems like the 4, sometimes 5 players, depending on who might be rotated through. You guys understand that?
Yeah, luckily, it kind of depends who we're playing, but a lot of the times he'll see their top 2 lines, and he'll go out of his way to put us out there. If we've been playing a good game, we've been playing physical. He rewards us. That's what we're out there to do, is shut down the top 2 lines, and if we're doing that, he keeps putting us out there. So it's luckily he's very fair with that, and it's something for us to work towards. And it's fun while we're doing it, too.
Hunter Saunders joining us. And Hunter, what do you want to accomplish this last season for you at Missouri State?
Well, obviously, go back to nationals. It's pretty basic, but as far as just smaller goals, I'd like to finish a little bit better in the WCHL. Third place was good, but I don't think it was good enough with how good our team was last year. I think we let a few league games get away from us, but so I think I want to see us top 2 or hopefully win it. Obviously, that'd be a good goal. And then hopefully we meet up with Adrian again and beat him this time, or at least get into the third round of the national championships. So obviously we want to keep improving each season, so hopefully we continue that tradition like we have been for the past few years.
Final question for Hunter Saunders of Missouri State. When you hear those words, Missouri State hockey, what will come to your mind years from now?
The fans, home games. It's pretty special, when you start, or you're on the bench, during the player intros, and you look around and you see, 1,100 people, 1,200 people, cheering for you, and if you're starting, they're cheering your name, or when you score, make a big hit or a big block, they're cheering for you. That's just something you can't, like I said earlier, you can't really get that at a lot of places. So the fans and just all the fellas that I've been fortunate to play with over the past 4 years, all 14 of them, like you said, and so just all the seniors with me and all the fans will be something I'll never forget, and that's for sure.
Last year, 6 goals, 4 assists. I don't know if points mean anything to you, but at the end of the interviews, I always wish players more goals, so here's
Absolutely.
some more goals.
Thank you, and I appreciate you having me, but I appreciate it.
All right, thanks so much. That's Hunter Saunders joining us here. We will take a break and be back. More Ice Bears hockey coming up in a moment.
Now playing at Mediacom Ice Park in Springfield, a new ice age. It's the Missouri State Ice Bears hockey. Now through February, exciting, hard-hitting, fast-paced collegiate hockey, Ice Bears style. Get your advance tickets at Missouri State Tix box offices or call 417-836-7678. Tickets also available at the games. There are no speed limits at Mediacom Ice Park when you see Ice Bears hockey.
Let's head for the third period. Here's Steve Casson.
Well, we'll see what happens here in the third period for Missouri State. They trail by a count of 5-1. They led this game early in the first period at 7:13. Nikita Salnikov with his first. Josh Bell and Derek Smith make it 1-0. And then the bottom fell out. 8:30. You make that 11:30. 8:30 into the period, but 11:30. It was Kramer with his first. Begner and Duckman, it's 1-1. Then at 12:27, Sarnecki his second. Viberg to make it 2-1. 18:30, Hilt his first. Begner with his second assist. Corcoran also with an assist. It's 3-1. Then Viberg gets his first of the season at 19:29 with 1:30 remaining on the clock. Collada and Van Dyke, it's 4-1. And then Kramer, his second of the game. Ambrostat and Pushchek, 5-1, and that one came in the second period at 1:15. Both teams are 0 for 2 on the power play. But with a freshly cut sheet of ice, we'll see what happens. And it is actually getting cold here inside the arena. I didn't think it would get as cold, but I'm going to throw on my Missouri State jacket at this point because it is a little chilly here inside the arena. Missouri State will skate from the left to the right, and Illinois State from the right to the left. We are moments away from period number 3. Now, Missouri State has scored 4 goals before. So they have come up big in the third period. We'll see what happens here as we have a little bit of a delay, probably to let the ice set up a bit. Well, I'll give us a chance to go over some of the Division I preseason rankings. I think I stopped at number 10, which was Arizona. Illinois 11, Stony Brook 12, Nevada, Las Vegas is 13, Missouri State 14, Oklahoma 15, Robert Morris, Illinois 16, Jamestown 17, Syracuse 18, Colorado 19, and Western Michigan squeaks in at number 20. Alabama, who the Ice Bears play on November 1st and 2nd, they are now ranked in the preseason at 21. Play is underway in the Redbird zone. Puck kicked out to center, taken by Viberg. He gets hip checked nicely by Fuller. Goes behind the net for Brown. Far sideboard intercepted to the point and dropped down in low at the half boards to Van Dyke. Behind the net again. This one, though, is taken and kicked around by Collada and cleared out to center. Here comes Josh Bell. Chases the bouncing puck. Nice move to get around Anthony Salimi. But instead, it is grabbed from him and kicked out to center. Ice Bears work it again. Salnikov with a snap pass. Too far for Cooley, and his line will go to the bench. It'll be the B line on. Bratton, O'Brien, and Barrett. Now here's Derek Smith defensively moving it past, and the Ice Bears get it across the line to O'Brien. Trying to get it in front to Barrett off of his stick. Kavanaugh for ISU. Tries to get out of harm's way. He does. And will shovel it over to Hilt. And it's moved out to center across the line in the Missouri State zone. Good play defensively by Smith as he knocked Begner off. And he was looking to move up the middle. And Smith was there. Left side again. Van Dyke's shot that's blocked. No, that was Sarnicki. Sarnicki playing that left side, number 98. Puck cleared out, and now it'll be Kavanaugh to chase. Line change for Missouri State. Ice Bears with possession. Too far for Saunders. We're going to get an icing call. 17:55 remaining in the third period. Goes back into the Missouri State end of the ice. So that icing, now the 7th icing by Missouri State. Matty ridden off the play, goes back to Fuller. Did not play last season, did Brian. 2 years ago, we had Brian Fuller, Fuhler, and Dan Fuller, Fuller. And Fuller played on the same line at one time. Ice Bears with possession. They go for another line change. Sarnicki over to Ambrostat. Now that is Jacob, the brother of Josh. Had a good career with Illinois State. We come the other way for Missouri State. Across the line, into the zone. Trailer now getting a drive off. And it's held on to. Still some uniforms that are missing. And one of them is in number 74. Now, by process of elimination, I think that's Brackbill. That is Jack Brackbill from Peoria, Illinois. Puck cleared down into the Illinois State zone. Swung all the way around the boards. Here might be a break. Working at his Boskany, and as he tried to get a one-handed shot off, he did, but it went wide. Now the Ice Bears will break, but no icing. As the Ice Bears gain possession and position, that is, to wave off that icing. Chasing it is Pirelli. He gives off that chase And Missouri State dangerously, Solnikoff up the middle. He's sticked off the play, but still has control. Shovels it ahead. And another line change for Missouri State. Corcoran plays it on the left side for Viberg. Taken by Cooley. Move down the middle. He shoots. Just missed it as he went across the grain. Come the other way, right to left. Viberg has some room, right side. Through a skate. And the Ice Bears still cannot gain possession. Time ticking down. 15-17 to go in the third period. And a 5-1 lead Illinois State. Well, it's happened against Missouri State. They had a 5-0 lead going into the third period, and Illinois State tied it up. That was the Robert Morris Showcase last season. We went into overtime, and Robert Morris won the hockey game. But we're running out of time. 14:48 to go. Here's Oberlag. Pass comes to Collada. He shoots in, and a save by Stevens. $14:37 to go in the period. And it is period number 3, by the way. Off the draw. Sarnicki with a drive in, and the second effort is held on to. Hilt with that second effort, and Stevens will cover it up. Solnikoff for Missouri State. Then it's Kremer, Sarnicki, Hilt, Viberg, and Kremer again. 5-1, Illinois State. 14:27 to go in the period. Stolen by Begner. Has some room right side, saves Stevens. Deflects it to the corner. Now grabbed by Hilt. Working it through the right faceoff dot. Hilt again, shot in, save Stevens. He's able to cover it up as Oberlag got a swipe at it. And now the Ice Bears defense comes to the defense, and we've got a couple of players tangled up in front. And we'll probably get penalties out of this. Begner for ISU, and for Missouri State, is that Hunter Saunders? It is. And I think they're both going to go. Or they're both going to get talked to. I'm not entirely sure now. So while I'm watching that, the official calls Alex Rubin. So it's not Saunders, it's Rubin. He's in for Missouri State. And do we get the initial combatants, which was probably is it Oberlag? Yeah, it's going to be Rubin and Oberlag. Those are the two that initially started things. But I was looking at what was going on behind that, and that was really more of an issue, I thought, but not according to the officials. 3 penalties, 6 minutes for the Ice Bears. Third power play opportunity for the Redbirds. They've only been called for 2 penalties, 4 minutes. And, well, actually, no, we're even up because of that penalty to Saunders. Three penalties each for 6 minutes, but this leads to a opportunity for ISU that is denied and cleared out to center ice. Here comes Missouri State. Here's Lohman. He shoots up over the glove of the goaltender, Linneman. Missouri State started this hockey game with Brady Griffin in nets. Then after period number 1, Bailey Stevens has come in. And now as we get an icing, it'll come back into the Missouri State zone. Stevens this year will be wearing number 50. Now, we are playing 4-on-4, but unfortunately the time is not up on the scoreboard. Ice Bears with Lohman. Heinrich gave it up and right up the middle, saying thank you very much, was Van Dyke. Or no, that was Sarnicki. Well, let me look here. It's hard to see these numbers. I think that was Van Dyke that got that shot. 89 versus 98. Meanwhile, play is out to center. Corcoran. To the right side, Duckman. Line change for the Redbirds. At least one man comes off. That now adds Begner onto the ice. 12:57 to go in the period. A 5-1 lead for Illinois State. Steve Casson, along with a combination of a couple of players here running camera for you. Corcoran left side, across the line, looking, and it was Van Dyke who got the shot. He has it now, and a block in front. Chris Brown, good block there. Van Dyke again. Pass comes over to the right side. In front, Stevens will glove it down as Corcoran was able to get the shot off. With 12:27 to go in the period. Next weekend, Missouri State will be in Iowa as the Ice Bears will take on Iowa State University at Ames, Iowa State. It's Ames, Iowa State Arena in Ames, Iowa. That's a mouthful there. Then opening weekend for the Ice Bears, October 4th and 5th. University of Colorado will come into town, and the Ice Bears will have a weekend off. And then October 17th, 18th, and 19th, they'll play a trifecta in Oklahoma with the University of Oklahoma and with Central Oklahoma, as Lindemann will make a save here and hold things. We'll have to check the out-of-town scoreboard, and normally that is a job for Dan Dow. And Dan, if you're listening, let's see what we have. UNLV scores 5 unanswered and beats Grand Canyon 5-4. That happened in overtime in yesterday's contest. Midland with a 2-1 win over Colorado State. That was a shootout, and that was yesterday's contest. Dan, update it for me when you can. 11:38 to go in the period. 5-1 in favor of Illinois State. Ice Bears, after their first goal, have been kind of stymied. They've had some good shots, but not great opportunities like Illinois State had early on in the first period and to start the second period. But they've tightened up a little bit. This season, though, for Missouri State, a far cry from the 45-plus games. This year, down to 35 in the regular season. Big difference. More weekends off. And just a handful of 3-day weekends, mostly on road trips in league games. So to Colorado, Arizona, and Oklahoma. Puck down all the way into the Missouri State zone. Stevens directing traffic, and the Ice Bears set things up. Redbirds with a line change. Beeline on for Missouri State. Grabbed by Sarnicki. Sent down in. Move now to the near boards, and across the line, getting hit down was Zane O'Brien. And the Redbirds with a 2-on-1 Leading it is Kuhn, now in front, score! As his pass came over to the left side, and Max Puschek will get it. It is a 6-1 game, and Illinois State has scored 6 straight over Missouri State. This one coming at 9:42 of the period. And it's Puschek's goal. We will catch the goal call from the public address announcer, Adrian Cutbreath. But Missouri State having a difficult time here with things. We'll see if we can grab this one on replay in the next stoppage and play. 6-1 now. And the Ice Bears do get one back here. Alex Rubin scores, and it's now 6-2. The Ice Bears break that 6 straight goal string. This one coming at 10:24, and Rubin makes it 6-2. We'll update the scoreboard for you here. Here in the third period. 9:29 to go. If you break it down, it's a goal every minute and about 38 seconds. Here come the Ice Bears again. Good hit there by Salimi. To the near side, it's out to center ice. So they are announcing the goal, but we will get that feed here coming up in a moment. Here comes Kremer. He'll drop it off to Hilt, gets a shot, and steered aside by Bailey Stevens. Sent right back down to the Missouri State zone. Stevens calling for icing. No icing there. Line change for both teams. And here is Collada. Still looking for somebody in front. Sends it over to Viberg. Van Dyke spun around. Far side now. Derek Smith for Missouri State to Hunter Cooley across the line. Cooley works with Bell. Cooley is there. Bell, side of the net. Tried to bring it back out, and Cooley was there to move it through. And we're going to get a penalty, and I think Cooley's going to go. It's touched up, and it's a high stick. High stick will be assessed to Hunter Cooley. This is power play number 4 now for the Redbirds. Last season, 47 for 143, 20.3%.
Redbird power play at 7:45 in the third period. Penalty by number 24, Hunter Cooley. 2 minutes, high stick. Update on shots on goal, 34 in favor of ISU Redbirds and 33 for the Black Bears.
Well, they're not the Black Bears or the Ice Bears, but that's okay. I'm sure they feel kind of dark right now with a 6-2 deficit. Meanwhile, it is Hilt leaves it, and it's set up now, and finally gets a return pass from Salimi. Across the line, now to Begner. Begner looks up top, broken up, and a good play by Rubin. Gives it to Maddie, that is, and Maddie gets stuck from behind. Penalty is over. It's a slashing call. Well, big thanks to Ice Bears General Manager Ryan Armstrong, who's updating us on the out-of-town scoreboard. 2-2 tie in the second period, midway through Midland and Colorado. 2-2 tie between those two rivals. And now, in about 30 seconds, it'll be an Ice Bear power play. But we're still 4-on-4 at this moment. Puck across the line to Ambrostat. Broken away from him to Bell. Flipped up and enough to bring it across and make a 2-on-1. Bell gets pushed off the play by Ambrostat. Ratali's back and right out in front. Shot, save, rebound into the corner. So the Ice Bears had a great opportunity there.
Slash.
And again, the combination of Lindemann and the defense was able to keep it out of the net. Missouri State could have climbed even closer to the Redbirds. Right now, though, the score still remains 6-2. Here is Salnikov racing through. Salnikov in front. He shoots, and as Lindemann looked behind him, he realized it was caught in between his pads, and he holds on. 6:06 to go. And they do media timeouts here, so we will take a timeout, take advantage of that too. We'll be back. 6-2, ISU over MSU, 6:06 to go in period number 3.
Now playing at Mediacom Ice Park in Springfield, a new ice age. It's the Missouri State Ice Bears hockey. Now through February, exciting, hard-hitting, fast-paced collegiate hockey, Ice Bears style. Get your advance tickets at Missouri State.
Well, they didn't do that media timeout, so they just got back to play, and they come into the zone to the Redbirds, and Stevens will make the save. A little bit of confusion there, and that's okay. There's been a lot of confusion in this hockey game, especially for Missouri State. We trail by a count of 6-2. Salnikov and Rubin, the only goal scorers for the Ice Bears, as the power play is over. And it's a short one now for Missouri State. 29 seconds remaining. Here's O'Brien looking for Barrett. They tried to get it up to Bratton. Off of his stick, defense gets back, and it's sent all the way down by Pirelli. And no icing. Bucket center. Off of the stick of Corcoran. Power play now has expired. We are 5-on-5. Both teams 0-4. Missouri State is 0-3. The Redbirds are 0-4. And now we get a puck moved up and out of play. Well, big thanks to Corbin Bradley, the Ice Bears Booster Club president. Oklahoma leads Maryville by a score of 4-0. Actually, that is a final now. Or it could be somewhere in the third. He's not sure. Off the draw, puck tipped into the Missouri State bench. Six to 2 is your count here. With 4:40 to go in the third period, as Stevens will make a save and hold on to things. These same two teams tomorrow will have it for you right here on Web Sports Radio. hopefully with a little bit better picture for some strange reason. And again, it is all about day one jitters, but we'll try to get that picture updated for you. Meanwhile, Rubin moves in to Saunders. He shoots up high, and it hit the glass and stayed in. Lindemann didn't know where it was. Left side, held in again. Here comes Rubin, shot, save, rebound, Maddie. Oh, what a save! Maddie with an open door, and Lindemann flashes the leather, and he keeps it out of the net. You could see Maddie had a big smile on his face. He had an open corner, and somehow it finds its way into the glove of Lindemann. Now, I don't know if we have a timeout or what we have. I don't know if it's a media timeout, but we're not taking a break in case they pull this again. So we're going to assume it is a timeout with 4:17 to go in the third period. But again, these same two teams tomorrow right here. After the game, Ice Bears will travel home. Barring dinner stops, bathroom breaks, all that kind of stuff. Probably about a 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning arrival. Well, the only category the Ice Bears lead in this hockey game is shots on goal. 39-35. Off the boards. Getting a shot wide is Oberlag. May have hit a defenseman's stick to send it wide. Now Missouri State. Tipped ahead to Stuart Hopkins. Came off the Division III squad, just a sophomore, out of Springfield, Missouri. Head coach Jeremy Law liked what he saw, and Hopkins is on the big club. Spinning around was Spencer Sollenbach, and it deflected off of the goaltender Lindemann right in front and sailed wide of the crease. Now backhanded by Hilt. Redbirds will be satisfied just to dump it in as they want a line change. Begner will be the only one to chase it in. Grabbed by Missouri State. In front of their bench, worked across the line. Now into the zone, we're going to get an offside. Coming in just a little bit too soon was Stuart Hopkins, so the offside will bring it outside the line. It'll go to the closest face-off dot outside the blue line. The Ice Bears last season had 18 players in double figures in points. Hunter Saunders had 6 goals, 4 assists for 10 points. And he was that 18th player. Ice Bears still can't get it out of their zone as a good rush by Illinois State is thwarted there, and Missouri State will get that line change they wanted. Backhanded by Kuhn. Stolen by Missouri State. Moved back behind the net. Looking up at the clock was Hunter Cooley to see 2:20 left in the third period. Duckman to the far side to Pushchek. He got an assist on the Kremer goal early in the second period. And at that point, it was a 5-1 contest. 2 quick goals, one at 18:30 and 19:29 by Hilt and Viberg, went from a 2-1 game to a 4-1 contest. That was in the first period. Salnikov with a shot. Lindemann with a save. To Fuller. Blocked. Kavanaugh across the line in the Ice Bears zone. Missouri State with another line change. 1:33 to go here in the third period. 6-2 in favor of Illinois State. Puck is flipped up out of play, hits the net, so we'll have a face-off with 1:20 remaining in the third period. Big thank you to the staff here at Grossinger Arena. They have not only a fantastic press box, but they have enough security to allow me to leave my equipment here overnight. That is a plus. Wraparound in front, saved by Stevens. Collada looking for another score for Illinois State. They already lead 6-2, and they were trying to pour it on there. Ice Bears, as the puck came off the back of an Ice Bear, he went back onside, and the official calls it offside. They're arguing that, saying that we got back onside. And I am right, that was Jack Brackbill, who's wearing number 37. And he looked at the official and said, I got back onside. Official says, no, we're going to face it off again, but no harm, no foul. Missouri State back in possession in their own zone. 38 seconds to go in the period. And a 6-2 lead for Illinois State. I want to thank everybody tuning in, and I know we've had folks with watch parties going on. We'll do it again tomorrow, hopefully with a little bit different result and a better result. 21.6 seconds left. Now Corbin has updated the scoreboard. Niagara with a 5-1 victory over Alabama, and now it is 5-0 Oklahoma over Maryville. So that must be in the third period at some point. Shot sails high over Lindemann and bounced back all the way to the Missouri State zone. No icing, but 7 seconds remaining in this period. Ice Bears quickly move it in, tipped all the way down. No icing, time runs out. And that'll do it for this contest. The opening hockey game for Missouri State of 2019-20 goes to the Illinois State Redbirds. They win it by a score of 6-2. Back in the first period at 7:13, Nikita Salnikov his first. Josh Bell and Derek Smith gets the assist. It's 1-0. Then Illinois State at 11:30 of the period. Jack Kremer, it was Jack Kremer, gets his first. Begner and Duckman to make it 1-1. 12:27, Sarnecki his second. Viberg with the assist, 2-1. Still in the first period at 18:30, Hilt his first. Begner and Corcoran 3-1. And less than a minute later, it's Viberg again, at least with the goal. Collada and Van Dyke to make it 4-1. And then in the second period, 1:15, it's Kramer his second. Ambrostat and Puschek to make it 5-1. Then Puschek gets his own goal in the third period at 9:42, 6-1. And then the Ice Bears at 10:24 of the third, Rubin puts back a rebound, his first of the season. 6-2 is where we end up. Ice Bears 0 for 3 on the power play. Redbirds 0 for 4 with the man advantage. The loss goes to Brady Griffin, who faced 14 shots in the first period. Bailey Stevens faces 15 shots in the third, 12 in the second, and Stevens does not figure in the hockey game. other than playing the 40 minutes. Adam Lindemann goes the distance for the Illinois State Redbirds, picks up his first win of the season, 39 shots and saving 38. Final score once again, the Ice Bears lose this contest by a score of 6-2. It's been a tough one for Missouri State, and I don't know if any of it really had to do with the fact that the Ice Bears have not had really decent practice. Maybe 4 total times they were on the ice, and that was about it. But the Ice Bears do find themselves kind of thinking about tomorrow, because it's tough to go on the road and suffer that first loss that I'm sure they are not happy about. That'll do it here from Grossinger Arena as the Ice Bears take their lickings. They'll regroup tomorrow and hopefully find themselves back in the win column after a 6-2 loss here tonight. I'm Steve Casson for my cameraman. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
You've been listening to Missouri State Ice Bears Hockey with your host, Steve Casson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Ice Bears Hockey is a presentation of DS Sports Enterprises and WebSportsRadio.com.